What is going on, online fitness coaches? Welcome to another episode of the Change Labs Make Money Online Training Podcast. This is the #1 show for online fitness coaches who are trying to grow a successful online business. In today's episode, I'm joined by one of my clients. His name is Austin. He's an absolute legend. This guy just became one of my students to hit $10,000 a month. What's up, Mr. Austin? How are you, bro?
I'm fucking great, man. I couldn't be happier right now. I'm just so excited to be on the podcast today.
Bro, you did it. We made it.
We fucking made it.
Mama, we made it. Mama, we made it. So, bro, let's do a little bit of a backstory. There's a lot of people tuning into the podcast that might not know who you are. They might not know who Austin is. So why don't we give a little bit of a background on like who you are, what got you, what got you into fitness in the first place? Let's start there.
For sure, man. So I'm Austin. I'm 27. I'm a dad to a toddler, originally from the Midwest, from Indiana originally, but I'm based in Spokane, Washington right now. And yeah, what got me into fitness originally, man, was just, I was like 17, 18, and I just like wanted to like be like the best version of myself. I wanted to like improve myself and self-improvement. And I feel like for me, bodybuilding originally was that for me. And just like turning that into a passion was always just like a dream of mine, but it was always something that was kind of on the side that, I never thought that I'd actually do.
So what were you? So fitness was a passion of yours.
Yeah.
And you didn't know if you were actually going to get into it. So what were you doing before fitness became a career for you?
Yeah, so I have like a very sciencey background. I got like a bachelor's and a master's. I was actually a fish and wildlife biologist before I did all this. I was working with like fish and like invasive.
I can see that, bro. I can see that.
Yeah.
I can see that.
So I was doing that, and I wasn't like, it was always just something that was like a fun thing for me to do for myself and like help people out here and there, like on my like spare time, but never something that I, took super seriously as like as a career path. But that all changed.
So what got you like interested in online coaching in the first place? Like why, like what was it that you're like, dude, I want to do, and when you first got into coaching, Austin, did you know that you wanted to be an online trainer, or was it more of like, you just wanted to coach people?
Yeah. So I honestly just like, I wanted to coach people, but like I didn't know if I was going to be good at it or not. I didn't know if it was like going to be something that I could excel at. I always saw other people doing it, but I was like, damn, like I wonder if, I would fit that like type of person that it takes. But I was just always just like, man, if they can do it, why can't I?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So you like wanted to coach, but you like, there might've been a little bit of like, am I actually going to be good at it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure. And honestly, like, I had been asked by a couple of gyms in the local area because I was unemployed at the time when I was starting to think about pursuing this. And they actually, one gym had offered me like a job interview. And I was just like, man, like maybe I would be good at this, but I was just like, do I really want to go down that separate career path from what I just spent all this time going to school for like, like 6 years? It was just like, there was that voice that was just like, don't do it. Like, you're going to fail. Like all that shit that everybody kind of goes through. So
yeah. Yeah, dude, I get it. I also think that like, for me, I didn't spend 6 years in school, so I don't really understand like how much work actually went into that. But I'm going to assume it wasn't just the 6 years you spent in school, but you've got a fiance and you've got a kid. So it wasn't just like the schooling, but it was probably like considering like the well-being of like your kid, your toddler and your fiance.
Yeah, absolutely. It was like, man, like if I take this plunge, like I'm not only putting like, it's not just me that's like at risk, or it's not just me that could be impacted by this, whether it's good or bad. And so it was just like, definitely, jumping off that diving board kind of moment that was kind of, starting to play out in my head.
Yeah. So let's talk about you starting your coaching business. Let's talk about like, you come into the 10K Academy, you get started. I actually think you had a pretty hot start. Like I think when you first started your coaching business, you made like 2,500 or 3K in your first month, didn't you?
Yeah, so it came close to that. So I honestly like, man, whenever I first started, it first kind of like started to like form because I had a friend that was just like, hey, can you help me do this? And I was like, yeah, sure, like I'll do it. And then I, was making it for them. And they're like, oh, like, I want to pay you. I want to like, I value your time. And I was like, shit, like, somebody values my time for doing this. Like I bet other people would too. And and whenever I first
So it
got,
begins.
yeah, so it begins. And then I was like, shit, like, like how do I make this into a thing? Like, how do I turn this into a business? And I had no fucking clue what I was doing. Like, honestly, I had no idea. Like, I had never run a business before my entire life or anything like that. And just like going from nothing to turning it into something, like it was just, that was the hardest part for me at the start. And so that's where kind of joining the 10K Academy started. And I think I was a part of it before it even like became officially the 10K Academy.
First 20 clients.
Yep, exactly. Yeah, exactly. And it was just, it was a big commitment at that time because like I didn't have a job, I didn't have, any money really at all. I didn't have any source of income, and so it was just like, it was even then that was a big commitment for me, and so yeah, but it was the start of it, and you got to take that first step forward.
How did it feel to like invest that money, which would have been really scary, and then to make like $3,000 in your first month? How did that feel?
Oh, dude, it was so like eye opening. Just in terms of just the ROI, like the return on investment, just like it was just like holy shit, like this is a real thing. Like this is like actually like we're doing this thing. Like this is a thing, and so it
That's the best way to describe it. This is the thing.
Yeah. No, it was just like I couldn't fucking believe it. Like it blew my mind, and it took my breath away a little bit in terms of just like, like I've been going to school for like 6 years to do all this shit, and then I can just like I can come into this and use what I've learned over the years and then use and implement what you guys and the coaches teach at the 10K Academy and just really turn it into something special.
So fucking cool, dude. So cool. Okay, so I want to talk about the transition to Mastermind now. So like obviously getting started is super nerve-wracking. And so like the initial hump of like, should I like trust this fucking random mentor on the internet that's like that, should I trust this motherfucker? So there's that. But then you trusted, you ended up enrolling in the 10K Academy. You're in the 10K Academy. We launched the Mastermind and you're like, bro, like I'm in. Yeah. You get on the call and you invest. And I remember when you invested, I believe your family thought you were insane for investing that money. I believe your family thought you were crazy.
They for sure thought I was fucking crazy. Like I'm gonna be honest, like they could not believe what I was doing. They thought that it was gonna be a huge mistake, and they they were worried for me. They were afraid I was gonna like, lose all my money. Cause anytime there are a lot of people out there and you have to be careful about that. The same kind of thing applies with like, online coaches. Same thing applies with, online coaches that, coach coaches. And so it's just like, that same, potential for, there to be some like snaky, like snake oil salesman type of stuff is there. But like, I just knew like in my fucking, like soul that this was the thing that I had to do to take to that next level. And I was not like, I didn't care what, like, what it took. I was gonna do it if you guys are gonna let me in. Like I was like, it's happening. Like I knew
it's happening. Yeah, it's happening
for sure,
dude. That's super cool. And I think the best part about like joining an experience like the 10K Mastermind, and now this, is that when you're in an environment where there's a group of people that are hungry as fuck, like, and everybody in that environment is like, let's win, like, let's fucking do some shit. It's like that sort of energy just, it calls you out. Like it calls you to play at a higher level. And when you're around that type of energy, you either step up to the plate or you're like, you feel like an outcast and you'll remove yourself.
Yeah.
Because it's like, it's physically uncomfortable to play at a low level when you're around those types of people. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you're surrounded by fucking sharks. Like it's literally like you dropped into a pool full of just sharks and they're swimming around you, and you either stay a fucking guppy or you become a shark and you
Yeah.
like get to that next level. And you know, I could feel like the intensity and the like pressure to grow. I got into that chat as soon as I got into the mastermind. It was like fuck, like these people are playing at a higher level that I didn't even know was possible.
Yeah.
And recognizing that what's truly possible, and when you get to that next level, it's eye opening. And for me, I was just like, as soon as I saw that, I was like, all right, like this is what I fucking want. Like I at that fucking level, and if they can do it, like why can't I fucking do it? Like
yeah,
so,
dude,
yeah,
I love it.
Back the curtains.
I fucking love it. I also, okay, so the title of this podcast is Overcoming Adversity, and I titled that for a very specific reason, because there was a 4-day challenge that we teach how to do in the mastermind. We teach you how to set it up, how to prospect, how to lead gen, how to run your live streams, all of it. We teach you every single element of that. And when we set up the challenge, like the 4-day challenge that we teach, the way that we teach it, there's a lot of people that do 4-day challenges, but the way that PT Dom teaches it, like there's students that will make $20,000 in a week. So I remember Austin messages me one of the days, and he's like, bro, I'm freaking the fuck out. And I was like, why are you freaking out? He's like, I'm freaking out. I'm losing it. I'm like, why? He's like, I don't know. I just had a panic attack on my life. I was like, okay, like tell me, what's going on? He's like, I'm just afraid I'm going to fuck it up. Can you walk me through what you were going through in that moment?
Yeah, man. Like, honestly, like, so we did like that 14-day challenge, go live every day type of thing, where, you know, we were going live on stream every single day. I got really good and felt really confident when it came to me, you know, going live on social media. But for whatever reason, like the pressure I was putting on myself, you know, just working long hours and stuff, I had a fucking panic attack, like in the middle of my live stream. And I was just like, I couldn't believe it. I just felt like such a sense of almost embarrassment in the moment. And just like, I was just like, fuck, like, you know, like I messed this up. People are going to think that like, I'm not going to be a good coach because I'm showing weakness in this way, like whatever it may be. Like as I was going through my head, it was like, oh no, like I can't. And it turned something that I really enjoyed, like going live, into something negative in my mindset. It turned this thing that, like, you know, I felt good at, and it pointed at a weakness that I had, I guess. And not only was that like a weakness that, you know, I was dealing with personally, it was like on public, like it was just out in the open for people to see. And so, you know, I was panicking, and I felt like, you know, I don't know, I felt kind of like a failure in a sense when that was happening. And I reached out to you because I was like, man, like I don't want to feel like this when it comes to my, you know, going live, but I'm worried that if I don't confront this now by calling myself out to you, that, you know, it's just going to become an even bigger problem. So I was like, I want to cut the head off that snake as quickly as possible. And so I reached out to you, and you really showed me you really showed me that it doesn't fucking matter at all.
What did I do?
Because you literally, like, it was like right after that happened, you were like, dude, like what, like, so what if you fucking fail? Like, it doesn't matter. And I was like, you know, like, you're right. And you're like, you know what, just to prove a point, I'm going to go fucking live right now and make a podcast episode of literally just me fucking up, because it doesn't matter. And you're just like, I literally don't care. Like, I'm just going to show you that it does not. And you just like led by that example, and literally just like went so out of your way to just prove to me that, you know, it's not a big deal. And that just like, that was one of those like really truly like authentic moments of you having you as a mentor. I was just like, fuck, like Brian, like just like really like cares, like gets his clients. And like, it was just so funny. I was like, no way. And then you just did it. And then you posted it everywhere too. And I was like,
on Facebook, Instagram. I literally was like, YouTube, I forgot. Literally the title of the episode is I fucked this up. And I literally went live, and I'm like, I have nothing to say.
Yeah. You're just like, do. Like,
we're tuning in, and they're like, what the fuck is going on right now? Like, what's happening? Oh shit.
Yeah, and it just showed to me, man. It was like, man, like that just really, because it's when you're in your head with things, it's hard to like take a step back and be like, you know, it really doesn't matter. Like it doesn't, like, there's nothing to be afraid of. Like, fuck, like we're all gonna die one day kind of thing. It's like, you know, it does not matter. Like, who cares, like if you screwed up, and the people that are going to support you and want to be in your corner, they're going to still be there regardless of whether or not, if anything, it's going to show that you're an even better leader because you overcame that adversity and you did show up and you were vulnerable in that way. So yeah. And then that 4-day challenge, I kicked its ass. It was awesome.
You did, bro.
Yeah.
Yes, you did. Yes, you did. Dude, that's such a cool story. I love it. I'm so glad we got to capture it on the podcast, and now we'll remember it forever. That's so cool.
I know. Yeah.
That's so cool. What do you remember what the title of the podcast episode number was? I don't remember off the top of my head.
No, I can't remember off the top of my head right now. It was
we'll find it after.
Yeah,
we'll figure it out. It's called I totally fucked up this podcast. That's
it's literally titled that.
Oh shit, that makes me happy. I love it. So bro, how did it feel to come out on the other side of that adversity? Because I'm gonna assume like while you were going through it, you're like, there's no fucking way I'm gonna get through this. Like I feel like shit. So coming out on the other side of that and crushing that 4-day challenge, how did it feel to come through that?
It felt like so amazing. It felt like just like I was like, man, like, you know, if I can overcome something like this and I can turn a negative situation like that into something positive and a teaching point. I literally like the next day, like I went live and I talked about it. I went live. I made a post about it, just about how what I went through and everything. And that vulnerable share and that putting yourself out there, like, and coming out on the other side just feels really, really good to be able to be your authentic self and to put yourself out there. And that's something too, that just, you know, being an online coach and having that online presence, that's what I really, I love about what I do is like, I can be myself. Like, I don't have to worry about some fucking boss or company or something like that I'm trying to work for or whatever. I don't have to worry about them seeing my social media. I don't have to worry about any of that stuff. Like, I can be me and be myself at whatever capacity I want to be at. And just having that freedom and that it's really liberating. And so that's what I felt after that. I was like, man, if I can overcome this, like, and come back from, you know, having a panic attack mid live stream, like, you know, nothing's going to matter. And even if it happens again, so fucking what, like it happens again, move on. Like,
exactly. You just move the fuck on.
It's that tenacity that you develop and build.
Yeah, I think, dude, I fucking love it. I think that like in entrepreneurship, there's always going to be points in your business where you're like, holy shit, I don't know if I'm going to make it through. Like at some point. And sometimes it's like you get 6 clients drop off and then all of a sudden you're like, oh my God, like I'm a failing coach. Or sometimes it's getting 7 no's on a row in a call. Sometimes it's having a panic attack on a live stream. Sometimes it's like, you know, you miss your morning routine for like 3 weeks straight and you feel depressed for no reason. Sometimes you hit these points where you don't know if you're going to make it through. I call these breaking points. Right now, these are either breaking points or breakthrough points.
Yeah.
Now, breaking points is like, yo, I'm fucking tapped out. Like, I can't do this anymore. I'm out. Like, I'm done. Right. And unfortunately, some people do give up at these points. Mm-hmm. And I'm sure if you're an online coach listening to this right now, you probably can relate to this. Like, at some point, you probably hit a breaking point where you're like, I can't do this anymore. Like, I don't know if I can handle this. But that's fucking entrepreneurship. Like, that's just part of the game. Yeah. Like, if you don't like that part, then don't play the game because that's coming.
Yeah.
But the benefit of like being able to find the tenacity to push through in those times when it gets hard, like when Austin had a panic attack on a live and then he showed up the next day on a live and then he crushed the fuck out of his 4-day challenge. The benefit is like this freedom of like, yo, I'm not controlled by any of my fears.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Right? And you also just like, it's like those like points they're not going to stop coming. Like it's that whole like new levels, new devils concept. It's just you get fucking tougher and you get better at handling those situations because they're gonna literally keep coming. Like back in October, you know, I had like 5 clients like graduate from my program, whatever. I was like, fuck, like there goes like half of my income at that point in time, and it was like shit. Like what do I do? It was like, you know, at that point in time, it was scary, but like we power through it, and you have that tenacity to like work through those problems. And then the next time it happens, you're just like, no big deal. I've been here before. Like, you know, time to, you know, it just gets easier. Mm-hmm. Once you solve that problem and you break through that, it gets easier every time.
I love it so much, bro. I love it. So this is your record breaking month. This is your highest earning month. After overcoming the adversity, you became student number
93.
Was that
93?
Student number 93 to hit $10,000 a month. And I just want to check in with you and ask you not only I want to ask you how you feel, but I first want to check in and ask what did your family think when you made $10,000 a month and they thought you were insane for investing in the mastermind?
They could not fucking believe it. I don't think they still believe it, honestly. Like they do, but like it's like it's sinking in with them as it's sinking in with me, and it's just like holy fuck, like we're doing this thing, like, and this is the beginning too. Like this is just the beginning.
Yeah,
like, I have seen what is possible, and I have that belief, and that belief that, like, you know, you guys have helped like truly make me believe, and like instill into me that it's just like I can fucking do this. Like I can do anything. Like this is just the tip of the iceberg. Like trust me when I say like 10K is just the beginning. Like once you get there, there's just so much higher that you can go. And yeah, they couldn't believe it. They were like jumping up and down with me, like, cause I've been talking about it. Like I was like, I think this is gonna be the month. Like I think this is gonna be it. And
yeah.
They're like, that'd be cool, Austin. Like that's a
yeah, cool. Yeah, okay.
That's a fun idea, Mr. Moneybag. Keep talking, like that'll happen. And I was like, trust me, I know I can do this. But they didn't believe it. And then whenever I showed them, they were just like, you know, their jaws could have been picked up off the floor because they couldn't believe it. Like it was fucking awesome. And now I want more, man. I want more.
Yeah.
I'm gunning for that 15 and 20.
Dude, I'm gonna shout out your fiance on the podcast as well. Your fiance is fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Over Christmas, I got literally the best message ever and it was from your fiance, and she's like, I didn't know what to get Austin for Christmas. And so I'm reaching out to you because I don't know if you're going to say yes to this, but Austin would fucking love to meet you in person and like go for a workout and a dinner. And I sent her a voice note back and I was like, yes, like the answer is yes. Like, that's so cool.
Oh my God.
Fucking dope, bro.
Yeah. Shout out to my fiance, like Jessica, just because like, not only with that, but just like, she has backed me and supported me from the fucking get-go. Like even just signing up for the 10K Academy, like whenever I brought it up to her, she was just like, all right, if we're gonna fucking do this, we got to do this right. Like, let's go. Like, you're gonna take it seriously. Like, it's go time. Like, get off your ass and start working on shit. And I was like, all right. So, like, I was like, having somebody like that in my corner who was just like such a supportive person and just had that belief in me as well. Like, that just goes such a long way. But then also, yeah, dude, like that was like the best fucking Christmas present ever. I was like, are you fucking serious? I was like, we're gonna go up to fucking Canada and like go on.
Yeah,
we're gonna do that shit. And I didn't believe her at first. I didn't believe her. I was like, there's no fucking way. And she like played it for me. I was like, shit. I was like, I'm good. I don't need anything else. Like, give my stocking away. I don't care. Like, I don't give a fuck. Yeah, like this. You don't need to give me anything else. Like that's the best thing ever. So we're fucking excited to come up.
Dude, I can't wait. Can't wait. I was like, that is the coolest message I think I've ever gotten in my life. Yeah. It was really, really cool. All right, bro. So 2021, what are your big plans? What's the next moves for Austin, for Mr. Prechtel?
Dude, the sky's the limit, man. Like honestly, like I just want more. Like I said, like this is only the beginning. Like I can see from the other, like, you know, sharks that are in the mastermind right now. I see what is possible. And for me, like, I want that. I want that so badly that it's, you know, for me, it's not even a matter of if it's possible. It's just a matter of when it's going to happen. Cause I know, and I have that belief that it's going to happen. And for me, you know, I want to keep growing. I want to keep expanding and conquering my local areas and making, you know, I want to be the best coach out there for people who are wanting to like reach their goals sustainably. And that's just something that I take a lot of pride in with what I do. And so honestly, like next step for me is like 15, 20K reoccurring and just helping a fuck ton of people and providing as much value as possible, dude. I love this shit. And it's one of those things. And I take a lot of it, you know, I get a lot of this from you. It's just like, you know, that whole I will not be outworked mentality. It's like I don't care if somebody's smarter than me. I don't care if somebody's better looking than me or has a better whatever it may be. Like I just know that I can, you know, if I can throw myself at it enough and I do it in a smart enough way, like I'm gonna fucking, you know, no competition. That's the mentality that you've helped, foster with me. And like,
I smell it. It smells like success in this bitch.
I'm not the same fucking person I was even like 4 or 5 months ago. Not even close. Like I would laugh at that guy, like in terms of just like how, how hungry I am now and how, I'm just so grateful for that, man. I'm a different fucking person. I'm a different fucking person. Like it's all right here. It all starts here. Like that mentality and that mindset. That's where like 10K is born. That's where 20K is born. That's where, that's where it happens. You have to have that mentality for it.
Bro, that's it. I'm not going to say anything else. You ended it like with some fire, and I'm going to shut up, bro. That was perfect. Man, thank you so much for coming on the podcast. I appreciate you so much. If my podcast listeners were interested in learning more about you, where would they find you?
You can find me at Instagram at Prechtel. Same with TikTok, Facebook, Austin Prechtel. That's me. And yeah, so fuck yeah.
Fuck yeah. Fuck yeah, dude. I love it. Okay, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Have the greatest day of your entire life since your mom had you, and we'll talk to you guys in the next episode. Peace.